Hello everyone, it's Leon here from GamesRadar, and I'm joined by Matt from GamesMaster.
Hello.
Now, one of the biggest sort of news stories recently is that Nintendo has suddenly gone, hey, we like mobile games now.
Yes.
There's a really interesting thing in this month's GamesMaster where you've gone back and looked at all the times where Nintendo basically said, we don't like mobile, really saying some quite horrible things, like, mobile is the biggest risk to our industry, is it?
It's quite stunning, really. I mean, it's interesting how they constantly back each other up as well. So, like, one of the board will say something like about how bad mobile is, and then like literally a month later, someone else will come out and kind of back them up and say the same thing. So yeah, I guess it started like back in 2011. There was a lot of like investor pressure, right? So there was a lot of pressure.
Everyone started asking, like, when is this going to happen?
Exactly right. I guess also off the back of the success of something like Angry Birds, which was just doing crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and that's where that quote you picked up on came from, where Reggie came out and said that I mean, the exact actual quote was like, he thinks it's one of the biggest risks today in our industry, these inexpensive games that are candidly disposable from a consumer standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously talking about mobile games there, right?
Yeah.
I guess the most interesting factor being that, like, it stayed that way for quite some time.
They really stuck to their guns, weren't they? Because just people kept asking and kept asking and kept asking, and they kept going, no, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it. I mean, what was one of the other quotes, one of the later ones?
Something that Iwata said, which kind of, I guess, kind of is worrying, is like, now that we know what's eventually happened, is that if we did this, if we made mobile games, Nintendo would cease to be Nintendo. So what are Nintendo now? What are they doing now?
Well, when was that again? That was
so that was in September in 2011. So not so long ago.
Not so long ago, yeah. And I do wonder if their sudden turnaround is. I wrote a thing where Dina, what is it? Is it Dina or is it DNA? Did you call it Dina?
DNA.
DNA. Yeah, DNA. Even, yeah. Because one of their games, they in a interview said that they want their Nintendo stuff to match their highest sort of money-making games, which is sort of a card casino game, which I've temporarily forgotten the name of, but that was making like £17 million a month, and that's their target,
right,
for Nintendo. And I wonder if they went to Nintendo and sort of showed them the books and kind of go, well, this is what you're missing out on. Suddenly, mobile gaming's not this big evil thing anymore. Yeah,
well, I mean, it was about 12 months ago, apparently, that Iwata kind of met up with these guys. I mean, you don't really know what's happening behind closed doors when all you're hearing is no, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. So we don't know how long ago it was that the conversation started happening, which to me would be the interesting thing. I mean, I would really like to know at what point they were kind of going, maybe we should.
Yeah.
But, on the face of it saying, no, utterly never, it's never going to happen.
There's obviously, it was like a little grey patch where they were suddenly kind of sort of, well, actually, maybe, oh God, we said all this stuff, how do we get out of it? Let's just not talk about it for a while and then suddenly go, we like it now.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so the issue's out on Thursday. It should be heading sort of to subscribers any time kind of now. What else have they got in there?
It's our blockbuster issue, so you've got to get ready for your summer full of blockbuster movies. So we've got a game for every kind of blockbuster occasion. We've got previews of Final Fantasy XIV, we've got Lego Jurassic World in there, Arkham Knight's in there, Street Fighter V, everything you need to know about that so far. We've got Mad Max, Rock Band 4, everything you could ever want to know about before your summer of movies kicks off.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Cool.
That was a pretty sweet video, right? If you want to see more, go to GamesRadar's YouTube page over here. Or if you want to read, maybe up your game a little bit, go to GamesRadar.com.